Have you ever found yourself unconsciously talking about the past, whether it's about your achievements from years ago, the setbacks you faced, or the stories that have troubled you for so long? These topics seem to repeatedly surface in your conversations. Today we're going to dive deep into why we need to stop retelling those old stories, and why doing so is key to your self-liberation and fresh start. Part 1: Why do we keep revisiting the past, habit and comfort zone? Talking about the past is often a psychological comfort zone. Even when past experiences are painful, they are familiar and our brain craves familiarity. Imagine walking the same path every day, even if it has bumps and potholes. You've learned to navigate them. This is why many people keep revisiting their past. It feels controllable, something they can manage. Seeking validation and resonance. People often share their stories to seek validation, understanding, or comfort from others. It's an emotional dependency where we look to others to confirm that our feelings and experiences are real and significant. However, external validation doesn't truly solve internal struggles. Retelling past stories only entrenches them further into our consciousness. Psychology and brain patterns. Science shows that every time we recount a story, the neural pathways in our brain associated with that story become stronger. Over time, these stories form the core of how we define ourselves. Yet those neural pathways can also be reshaped with new experiences and stories. Every moment you choose not to retell the past is an opportunity for liberation and transformation. Part 2: Why should we stop retelling old stories? Are you defined by your past? Stories from the past often trap us in a fixed identity. Have you realized that past pains or failures are preventing you from moving forward? They are no longer just episodes in your life, but have become the foundation for how you see yourself and how you interact with others. Your life is not a reflection of the past. You are not the victim, the failure, or merely the extension of previous successes. The accumulation of negative emotions. Every time you revisit old wounds, you reignite the negative emotions tied to those memories. Research shows that reliving traumatic events can make us feel the same pain we experienced at the time. Have you noticed that each time you revisit those old hurts, you feel drained or defeated? These emotions not only drag you back into the past but also drain the energy you could be using to create new things in the present. The impact of past stories on the present. When we focus on the past, life spotlight stays on it, past problems, failures, and disappointments. This focus blinds us to the one moment that truly belongs to us, the present. When you retell the past, you shift your attention away from the now, and the present is the only place where creation begins. Only in this moment can we truly influence the future. Part 3: How to live in the present, awareness and consciousness, the first step to breaking old patterns. First, you need to become aware of when you are falling back into past mental patterns. Each time you notice yourself starting to tell those old stories, remind yourself that this is an old habit, not something you need to continue doing now. Awareness is the first step toward freedom. Only when you know what you're doing can you make different choices. Focus on present feelings. Next, you must learn to shift your focus and stay in the present. Try to feel the emotions and sensations of this very moment. You can use practices like meditation, deep breathing, or even physical exercise to reconnect with your body and emotions in the present. Every time you pull your attention back to the present, you are retraining your brain, making it more receptive to new possibilities. Embrace change and uncertainty. Living in the present means accepting the uncertainty of life. Many of us fear the future because we cannot control it. Retelling past stories is often an attempt to avoid the fear of the unknown through control. However, real growth comes from embracing the unknown. Every unknown future is a fresh start full of limitless potential. Create new stories. Stopping the retelling of old stories doesn't mean you must stop telling stories altogether. Instead, you can begin to create new ones. Every day is a new adventure, and you can choose to see yourself and the world in a new way. Remember, you are the author of your story. You can write new chapters whenever you wish. Conclusion: Unveiling a new self. You have been telling the same old stories for years, maybe even decades, but today is the moment you can choose freedom. It's time to break free from the endless cycle and start seeing yourself in a fresh new light, not because of external expectations but because you long for freedom, growth, and to move beyond the limitations of the past. Let the past be a part of your story but not the entirety of it. Today is the moment you can begin rewriting your future. Remember, each present moment is filled with boundless potential. The future is not determined by the past but by the choices you make in this very moment. When you stop being entangled in the stories of your past, you will find that new possibilities start to emerge. You will realize that you don't have to be defined by those old emotions and patterns. You can create an entirely new version of yourself. Start by trying something new. A person learns to paint, someone runs across a field, someone starts meditating, and another sits alone at a desk writing down their new plan. This new self is not based on the pains and setbacks of the past but on your awakening and freedom in the present. You can begin writing new stories, stories no longer about past failures but about how you face the present and create a future filled with hope and possibility. Seize the moment, embrace the future. Today is the opportunity for you to break free from the past. Today is the moment to live in the present and take control of your destiny. Don't let past stories define you, instead choose to become the person you truly are in this very moment.